What is with this country? It's got to be stupider than when you started.
Well, yeah. When I mentioned the freak show, there are some of us who become the freaks. There are some who sit in the front row and get to critique the show. Some want to fix the freaks. There are ones who try to fix the freaks. These are the these are the different people like we're talking about.
Yeah.
And the liberals are just as bad on this issue as the conservatives because of politically correct speech.
Campuses.
Campus codes are nothing but sheer denial of free speech.
Exactly.
And their hands are not clean. And I'm glad this happened. So to expose them.
Right.
Not for, I don't want anything bad to happen to her, but she'll be fine. She'll bounce high.
Well, she needs help. She needs a good lawyer.
Yeah.
I mean, why wasn't the engineer fired who didn't bleep when she asked him to bleep? I mean, why is she the one? She had no intention.
The other woman who lost her show this week, and I didn't understand it, was Martha Stewart. Because CBS pulled the Martha Stewart living shows, and even if she is a perjurer, does it somehow mitigate her ability to glue pine cones to picture frames? I mean, are the muffins any less delicious because she lied? And listen to this. This is Fred Upton of Michigan. After the FCC passed the higher fines bill, he said, "It's imperative that we get this bill to the president's desk as fast as we can."
God damn it.
Code Orange.
It's utterly incomprehensible to me that a parent who, for example, lets her daughter run around with her butt crack showing and who lets their children listen to hip-hop music with very colorful and let's call it authentic language somehow gets upset to hear the word fuck uttered around her child. That makes no sense whatsoever.
I have a point I want to make about this. It takes me back to the religion thing. Religion is at the base of this one too.
Yep.
The fear, let me make the point. For a long time, all religions, I guess, but especially this Christian nation, Christianity has filled us with fear, shame, and guilt about the human body. Mm-hmm. It's evil, it's dirty, and the sex act and the parts of the body engaged in the sex act. And this has happened for so long, it is now practically, I think, genetic in us, that there is this fear. And when you add that overlay to business interests. Now, granted, NPR is a slightly different case, but generally speaking, these things happen because people at the cash register are afraid of offending a potential customer. These things generally have not happened free of commercial, and radio and television are nothing more than advertising media.
That's why I got fired.
Yeah, they're advertising media.
No.
That's all they
are.
The
ratings didn't go down on my old show. The advertisers pulled out.
Of course. That's all it ever is. I'm sorry, I'm taking up.
And the people who complain are disproportionately people who are relatively advanced in years, but those people have a lot of votes. And so a small portion of the population ends up creating this kind of theatrical sense of what's appropriate and not appropriate on the air.
Well,
mine was like 30 years.
I would say that if you never encounter anything in your community that offends you, you're not living in a free society.
Right.
You know?
Americans got this idea that they live in this bubble, and that at any time they're disturbed in their cocoon, it is time for someone to be fired, or it's sued, something. Just to show you how things have changed, when you were arrested for the 7 words you can't say, this is almost over 30 years ago, those words were booby, tinkle, darn, number 2, derriere, dangler, and cocksucking whore. I think
if there's a chance to make a point about those words, we should piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. And one word. What's interesting to me is that in these newspapers, you will see F blank blank K.
Right.
That's a small example. You hear on television or something. You are allowed to know the word that was intended, yet you cannot see the 2 letters in the middle of it. What is that about? Because the idea has been conveyed. If the idea is evil, then it's been conveyed anyway. So what are we doing here? I mean, that's the absurd level to which it goes.